Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 13th Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival CLEF Virtual Awards Ceremony. On behalf of CLEF 2020, we wish for everyone to stay safe and healthy throughout the pandemic. Please stay at home and abide by the SOPs. We can go through this together. CLEF 2020 would like to bid a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Mukhris of Negeri Sembilan, Deputy Secretary General of Ministry of Environment and Water, Dr. Nagulendran Kangayat Karasu, CLEF Founder and Honorary Advisor, Dr. Yasmin Rashid, CLEF Festival Director, Fadli Bakhtiar, Festival Partners, Film Panel Jury, filmmakers, and distinguished guests. My name is Idil Zuhri Alauddin, and it is my pleasure to be your Master of Ceremony this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the 13th Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival, or also known as CLEF. CLEF is an annual environmental film festival organized by a local non-profit environmental NGO, Ecoknights, since 2008, founded by Dr. Yasmin Rashid over a casual teh tarik session. It is by far the longest running eco-film festival in the Southeast Asia region. This year, CLEF 2020 was impacted by the global pandemic, hence is unable to run a physical film festival like it has always been for the past 12 years. However, the show goes on for CLEF as the committee feels that it is even more crucial to continue the effort to educate people and address global sustainability. Hence, CLEF 2020 became a digital film festival to break the physical barrier and reach out to a wider spectrum of audience with its theme, Climate Injustice. Everyone is welcome to join the festival from 19th until 25th October 2020. Now, I will present to you the film statistics of the festival. CLEF has received 118 films from 44 countries over the world, and the film committee have shortlisted 59 films to be screened via its online screening platform, CLEF Flix. From the 59 selected films, 18 films were nominated for CLEF Awards and were evaluated by a panel jury of 6 unique individuals of different background. Leading the panel jury is Fadli Bakhtiar, CLEF Festival Director, Alina Jani, Director of Green Innovations at Malaysia Green Technology Corporation (MGTC), Dr. Chen Pelfnyok, Founder of Turtle Conservation Society Malaysia, Justin Wong, Co-founder of SCM Asia, Dr. Candy Mitot, a local advocate and artist in indigenous culture of Malaysia, and last but not least, yours truly, the Master of Ceremony, Idil Zuhri Alauddin, a Malaysian TV film and stage actor. Before we proceed to the next section of the award ceremony, let us thank the festival's supporting partners. They are Ministry of Environment and Water, CASA, Malaysia Green Technology Corporation, iGEM, Kills Malaysia, CLEF Flix, Project Vocal, GEF SGP under United Nations Development Programme UNDP, Malaysian Youth Delegation, Water Warriors, Singapore Eco Film Festival, Future Alam Borneo, Hong Kong Eco Film Festival, Indonesia Eco Film Festival, SCM Asia, Night Watch, Mandip Singh, and the Weekend Workshop. Without further ado, let's invite our CLEF Festival Director, Fadli Bakhtiar, to give his opening speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Mukhris, Dr. Nagulendran Kangayat Karasu, and also Dr. Yasmin Rashid for joining us today on the 13th International Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Festival Award Ceremony. It is really a great honor for me to be given the chance to be here again for so many consecutive years. I would also like to thank and officially welcome all the filmmakers, film production team, sustainability advocates, as well as the general public that have either actively or passively participated in CLEF this year or the previous years. Since the early establishment, CLEF has continuously been organised in Kuala Lumpur. For 13 years now, since 2008. Our main aspiration has always been to reach out to people and convey important messages about environmental protection and conservation through audiovisual materials. The uniqueness of CLEF lies on the heart of the community. For 13 years, we have gathered like-minded people and interested individuals to jump on the bandwagons and put forth sustainable living as the way of life. Our CLEF visitors and participants have gained numerous knowledge and experience on eco-friendly living through our programs and initiatives, such as through our workshops and talks, film screenings, forums and dialogues, and more. This year's theme is Climate Injustice, Pick a Side. The direct correlation between human rights and climate change issues is pertinent as the poor and the minority groups in rural areas are usually the affected ones. And it is our duty to fight for these voices. It is our duty to speak for the unspeakable and raise the voice of the voiceless. Therefore, we shall pick a side together to win this fight against climate change. CLEF is the first and the longest environmental film festival in Southeast Asia with more than 100,000 people brought together. I'm voicing this out with pride and honor since the most important work of Ecoknights is to spread the environmental messages to as many people as we can through our sustainability-driven programs. Due to these years of hard work and commitment from the CLEF committee, we have received more than 1,500 film submissions over the past 13 years, and we have screened approximately 800 films since we started in 2008. I could say that CLEF has been running successfully all these years now is mainly due to the strong support that we have received from fellow filmmakers, sustainability advocates, which is mainly to say it is because of the strong ecosystem that we have here at CLEF. It is about building relationships with the filmmakers, forming trust with private entities, corporate allies, educational institutions, businesses and startups, and most importantly, the support from the general public. Moving forward, 2020 shows a stark turning point in our life, either personally or professionally due to the current situation of the COVID-19. I admit, it pushes us all in different angles. However, at the end of it all, it only makes us stronger as a team. Hence, we have decided to evolve from doing physical festival to a virtual one this year. I admit this was the biggest hurdle that we have to deal with. However, the team and myself are dedicated to continue this advocacy, and I'm proud to tell all of you here today that we are reaching our new and our finishing line as we honor and give recognition to the 2020 CLEF Award recipients. On that note, I would like to extend this appreciation to the Ministry of Environment and Water and also Malaysian Green Technology Corporation for their never-ending support to be our partner again for 3 consecutive years and allowing us to be a part of the International Green Tech and Expo Products and Exhibition and Conference Malaysia or IGM 2020. This goes to show how important a strong and strategic partnership is in environmental advocacy or any kind of advocacy to that. And especially, I want to congratulate all of the winners today and also the filmmakers who have submitted your films to us. Thank you. I, as one of the juries for this year's festival, I've watched all the films and I'm deeply moved, inspired and motivated by all of your hard work, and we, the CLEF team and committee, hope that more people, if possible all Malaysians and everyone in this world, can at least manage to watch these films once in their lifetime or more, and they'll be empowered as how these films have empowered us here at CLEF. My final message to all of you is to rise up and call for everyone to support CLEF and sign the petition as we demand for more access and exposure for these environmental films to everyone. I guess that's all from me, from my side, from my team, and I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us. And my last word is, pick a side.
Thank you for your speech, Fadli. I believe that the CLEF committee have been working tirelessly to make CLEF 2020 happen. Hence, a round of virtual applause for the CLEF team. And now, I would like to invite the inspiring brainchild of CLEF, the festival's founder and honorary advisor, Dr. Yasmin Rashid, to deliver her special remarks.
Thank you to the Master of Ceremony. A warm hello and welcome to everyone to our 13th Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Fest CLEF 2020 Award Ceremony. Now, before we start, allow me to give and extend my heartiest gratitude to our guest of honor, Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Mukhris, Dr. Nagulendran Kagayat Karasu from the Ministry of Environment and Water, also known as MEWA, to Fadli Bakhtiar as the Festival Director, to the members of the media and the audience who are tuning in at home right now. Now, let me tell you how CLEF started. It was a crazy vision I had in 2008 where I felt that we required a more creative approach to open up the mindsets of Malaysians to understand what sustainability is all about. Now, I love films. I don't know about you, but the fact that you're tuning in, I assume you are. Films make profound impacts on people. It shapes mindsets, it changes perspectives, it gives you knowledge, information, and more importantly, it also motivates you to take action. That was pretty much the reason why CLEF started. And for its 13th year this year, a big challenge rose, which is the COVID-19 pandemic. And what would be more timely than to push the boundaries to look at how we can take CLEF, which traditionally was a physical festival, to something that is digital and is accessible to more people on this planet. So to cut the story short, CLEF has grown in reach, in size, in the number of films we have screened, as well as in the variety of people that we attract to the festival. It would not be possible without all our amazing partners with us today. Now, CLEF would not be possible without a range of amazing partners. And over the years, they have given us their amazing support by generating more eyeballs to our festival, helping us reach out to more people so that people like you and I can have access to films almost for free. So let's see who we have this year that has actually made this festival very viable and possible. And I'd like to give a special warm shout out and thank you to all our amazing partners. Let's start with our digital platform partner, the Ministry of Environment and Water, MEWA, the International Green Tech and Eco Products Exhibition and Conference Malaysia, IGEM, the Malaysian Green Technology Corporation, or MGTC, Future Made Better partner, Kieltz, and additionally, we've got a range of Act for SDGs partners, and they include the Global Environment Facility, GEF, Small Grants Program, SGP, of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, for Project Vocal. Now, this is done in collaboration with Water Warriors and the Malaysian Youth Delegation, or MYD. Our digital content partners are SEM Asia, Night Watch Media, and a special warm shout out to Mandeep for his amazing illustration for this year's poster. Our Asia Eco Film Festival partners from Singapore, Borneo, Indonesia, and Hong Kong, thank you so much for the regional support. And to our School of Sustainability SOS partner, the Weekend Workshop. Finally, I'd like to invite you to step into my digital realm where you, from the comfort of your home and from the tip of your fingertips, can enter into a world of amazing range of environmental films of a variety of genres. Once again, I'm thankful for having all the partners to keep on supporting us from the last 13 years and also to the general public for helping us grow this local grassroots movement. Let's keep sustainability within reach, and we hope Clef is your one step closer to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yasmin, for the heartwarming speech. It's amazing to see how far Clef has come to. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored to be graced by the presence of Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Mukhris together with us today. Therefore, it's my pleasure to invite the Honourable Tunku Zain to deliver his speech for the 13th Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Fest.
Assalamualaikum and a good morning to everyone tuning in from home. Thanks to the MC, Mr. Aidil Zuhri Alauddin. And a very warm welcome to Ecoknights, in particular its founding member, Dr. Yasmin Rashid, and Clef Director, Mr. Fadli Bakhtiar. I first met Dr. Yasmin back in 2012, and her passion and commitment to Ecoknights is inspirational. I congratulate the International Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Fest for entering its 13th year, a huge milestone. A warm welcome also to Dr. Nagulendran Kangayat Karasu, Deputy Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment and Water, Ministry officials, and members of the media for joining us today. It gives me great pleasure to be invited to the 13th International Kuala Lumpur Eco Film Fest, CLEF 2020. As a musician, when I hear CLEF, I have to pick between treble and bass. But with this week's CLEF, we are being asked to pick a side when it comes to climate injustice. We are, of course, living through a challenging time for humankind, with the twin crises of public health and climate change. But like so many others, I'm immensely grateful to the work of filmmakers who provide us with entertainment and enlightenment when we are stuck at home. Even more so, the talented people of the cinematic world who also strive for a more sustainable world. And for the past 13 years, Ecoknights has been immensely productive, attracting huge interest from the public, with over 1,000 environmentally driven films having been submitted to the festival throughout the years. These submissions come from nearly 100 countries, further emphasizing the shared and interconnected nature of our relationship with the environment. As the royal patron of this year's International Green Tech and Eco Products Exhibition and Conference Malaysia, or IGEM 2020, I'm keen to emphasize how organizations of every kind have responded admirably and innovatively to the challenges posed by COVID-19 and climate change. From charities using social media to collaborate with online businesses to deliver needed goods to the underprivileged, to online classes for refugees or children with autism, to musical and sporting collaborations, to public listed companies adapting their businesses to tackle climate change in a myriad of ways. There are so many experiences that can be shared and so many innovations in green technology that we can take advantage of. With IGEM bringing together innovators, developers, financiers, consumers, and yes, filmmakers and film buffs, we are able to spread greater awareness of climate action across sectors and all walks of life. This is despite, of course, the ongoing pandemic brought about by COVID-19. Accordingly, IGEM is this year taking place virtually, with the exhibition running 24 hours a day. As we witness IGEM and CLEF expanding their wings for a more sustainable future, I hope to see more Malaysians to be motivated and strive for a more eco-friendly lifestyle. Those who know me in my other capacities will be familiar with my work on strengthening national institutions, making public policy more responsive, and increasing citizens' awareness of the Federal Constitution. But I have come to realize that all of this is for naught if we do not have a healthy planet to live on. And that is why I am supporting the sustainability agenda, and I salute those in the arts world who have done so much to inspire millions of people to do the same. In this next segment, we will be celebrating and honouring the amazing filmmakers who have dedicated their time and energy to bring forward stories that matter, to evoke emotions through groundbreaking footage and techniques, and for demonstrating numerous viable solutions toward a more sustainable life. Thank you to everyone who has worked to ensure that this year's CLEF remains a collaborative platform towards sustainable change. My congratulations to all the stakeholders and partners, from government agencies to corporate allies, for continuing this advocacy work. This is a marvelous demonstration that strong and strategic partnerships can make a difference. Let us all find ways to solidify these bonds so that regardless of what we do in life, we all endeavour to live in a more sustainable world. Thank you and happy viewing.
We would like to thank Yang Amat Mulia Tunku Zain Al-Abidin Ibni Tuanku Mukhris for his speech. To all our guests, the CLEF committee has prepared a teaser for everyone to anticipate the festival even more during the weekend. Let's roll out the teaser video for everyone to enjoy.
For every moment that fills our hearts with wistfulness,
to all the sounds that passes through the mind,
in every second when our hearts skip a beat,
for the attempts in which we risk everything.
We thank you. Virus knocked in.
Malaysia's COVID-19 infections have surged to more than 1,000.
While the earth was hurting.
The partial lockdown will be enforced for at least 2 weeks.
Some claims it's a blessing in disguise.
As the earth heals and recuperates.
Little did we know about the invisible enemy.
As humans take things for granted, always.
We know it's toxic.
We know we have to do something.
But some of us are too busy waiting.
If we don't act now and stop the earth's suffering,
it will soon be too late to do anything for ourselves.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side. Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side. Pick a side.
I hope that the guests enjoyed the short teaser of the festival. And if you are already interested to join CLEF, head over to www.clef.my to participate, whether it's in film screening, workshops, or even performances. Looking back at the teaser, I recognized some of the nominated films in it, and being a film juror gave me the opportunity to watch great storytelling about the environment, in which I am sure that my fellow panel jury members would also agree about it. And they will be sharing more insights with the guests in the next section, CLEF Jury Dialogue, moderated by Festival Manager Nabila Shohimi. The floor is yours, Nabila.
Thank you so much, the Master of Ceremony, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nabila Shohimi, and I am the CLEF Festival Manager. So right now, we have a CLEF Jury Dialogue session. And joining with me today are two of the panel jury, very special to all of us. And one of them, the first one is, let's welcome Elina Jani from MGTC. And also Justin Wong from SCM Asia. So these two are our panel jury for CLEF 2020. Hi.
Hi, Nabila.
Hello, all right. How have you been?
Good. So far, so good. How have you been?
Yeah. A bit nervous, but excited as well.
Hi, Alina.
Hi, Justin. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Nabila.
Hi. So, right, I think we haven't met each other for quite a long while, and the evaluation of the films that we've been doing is mostly done virtually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, due to the COVID-19 and a lot of things, even CLEF itself has become a digital festival. And on behalf of the festival committee, we would like to thank the both of you as well as the other jurors for supporting us throughout this festival. With whatever that's happening with us, everyone is facing it together, and we really appreciate everyone's support, especially with both of you here present with me now. Okay, all right. So a little bit of introduction of two of our panel jury. Elina Jani is the director of Green Innovations at Malaysia Green Technology Corporation, MGTC, and she actually has been part of the panel jury for 2 years. This is the second year, right, Elina?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, second year. All right. And for Justin is the founder of SCM Asia. He's also an active filmmaker, and he's been with us for quite a while. I think 3-4 years, because he also submitted films to CLEF. And last year he won the Best PSA. Yeah, Best PSA award in CLEF 2019. Right. So I think it's quite like it's a relationship with CLEF and all of you.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to our first question, because I think I'm pretty sure the audience would want to know some of your insights about CLEF, the evaluation of films, or even some of your thoughts about the films in advocating for environment and sustainability. All right. So for the first question, because both of you have been part of the CLEF panel jury as well as the festival for quite a few years, what is the key factor that you look for in the films when it comes to film evaluation? Yeah, maybe we can start with Elina, perhaps.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for the question, and also for inviting us today for the session today. We're very excited about what we have done for the KL Eco Film Festival. This is already my second year as part of the jury for the KL Eco Film Festival. It was a bit more, I guess, a bit more relaxed in terms of jury this year. So typically what we look at in terms of the key factors when you look at these films and you want to evaluate these films, we'll definitely from Green Tech Malaysia, we'll look at the environmental content. So that one is the first item that we will look at. So the film, does it address climate change issues? Does it look at, for example, the kind of issues that's being faced under the 17 Sustainable Development Goals? So you're looking at life below water, life on land, and then looking at issues like energy availability, water, and this kind of issues. So definitely environmental content will be one of the key factors that we look at in the film evaluation. Number two, of course, we're looking at originality and creativity. I think Justin can add on to my point later. So we always, because being movie buffs ourselves, we have been exposed to many movies, so we know that, okay, this one is really original. This one incites or evokes a certain type of feeling when you see it. So originality and creativity is very important criteria that we look at during the film evaluation. Number three, definitely the storyline. So any film, the storyline is very important. So what kind of story are they trying to communicate? It could be a clear-cut documentary where the message is explicit. So you'll be able to see what is the message that they want to communicate from the documentary itself. But sometimes, for example, like animation movies, you look at sometimes short films, they use like human stories to try to deliver the message. So the direction and the content or the story will also be one of the key factors. And of course, from the film perspective, looking at the cleanliness or finesse in editing, and of course cinematography. And then last but not least, of course, we are all audience, so we will be looking at the overall enjoyment when we watch the movie. So I think those are the 6 criteria that I look at in terms of evaluating the films.
Yeah, that's really good insight. I can resonate with the last factor about audience, because in the end, CLEF will reach out to different kinds of audience. So I think that's also very important in terms of the factor. We want to see whether is it suitable for different kinds of audience. Right. What about Justin?
I think Alina basically covered entire spectrum. So, yeah. I think what Alina said is true. The few factors here is that I'll look at a story engaging or not. Story, whether it's engaging, how they represent. I think this year's submission, it's it's pretty tough to actually to make decision as well, because it's really good. And so yeah, look at the story, whether it's engaging, how they represent using a different metaphor to tell stories, cinematography. Also I appreciate great cinematography. Also the film impact of the film. End of the day, if we are working on this kind of film, I think we must have the message, the key message, what we are trying to tell here. Yeah.
Yeah. Key message, audience, content, very important actually. But I think this year is really wow. I watched some of the films. It's like mind blowing.
You think that your job will get easier, from year to year, but actually it gets tougher.
Yeah, it's tougher because they're all on par with each other.
Yeah.
Correct. Which I think as a filmmaker, I feel it's amazing because content is kind of become saturated. Everywhere is content now. But how to put these kind of key messages in part of the film, and to engage the audience as well, to get them interested and watch throughout the whole entire film. It's really a skill. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a skill to combine all the components to convey the message across.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, wonderful. Great. Okay, now the next question is, how far do you foresee the effectiveness of films in spreading the awareness and also advocacy towards sustainable living? Perhaps I would say, okay, first Elena answered it, so now Justin, it's your turn.
So how far do we foresee the effective of films? Of course, you're asking, I'm going to be biased. Yeah. People tend to read less. I'm not sure whether, my point of view is that people tend to have shorter patience, and they might not read a lot of long articles anymore. And so we need, but however, on the good side is that they tend to get engaged with visual contents. Yeah, whether it's drawings, infographics, films, which means that there is a big market here for us to target, to get engagement. And because of the attention span is getting shorter, we also tend to tell story in within 1.5 minutes, for example, or also how to hold them up for the next 5 seconds, and then the next 1 minute, and then the next half an hour, things like that. So if you say the effectiveness of film towards spreading awareness, I think definitely there. And I just recently watched David Attenborough's new film that came out. It's really good, the way they explain. I really appreciate films that doesn't shout right in front of you, but after you watch, you just sit back and you think about it. That kind of film is really, really impactful. So if you say effective or not, I think it's very effective, because after I watched this kind of film, I sort of, even some of the submission, the films I watched, it made me really think about the impact as well.
Awesome. If that means if I hear it correctly, that means like the film is I would say a medium that helps us to broaden our view, because especially now with COVID-19, with less traveling and whatnot, the film is that window, right, to provide us to look at the world in like from different kind of perspective, right?
Yeah, it's sort of like if we want to explain the whole entire story from a print point of view, it's gonna be tough, right? People don't read about, for example, I like to do something to do with carbon, for example. It's gonna be a long explanation,
Yeah.
But however, we can make it more. We can use film to tell story, right?
Yeah.
So and make it more fun to engage. So it's pretty effective using films for especially advocate towards sustainable living. Yeah.
Okay, great. What about you, Elena? What do you think?
Okay, so I'm gonna be a bit academic about this, because coming from a government agency, and
Yes,
So I guess
we need that perspective actually.
the perspective of a techie lah. I consider myself a techie. There's a perceived impact of films, actual effects on spreading awareness and then also advocacy towards sustainable lifestyles and all that. So many scholarly articles have actually shown that although climate change is one of the most debated topics in the world, the perceived impact of films towards effectiveness of communicating this awareness has yet to be examined. So, for instance, I quote, there's a report from United Nations Development Program, UNDP. They have a media coverage of climate change on current trends, strength and weaknesses report 2008. It was a 2008 report. So I give you a story. For example, a filmmaker, they do a story about polar bears, for example. So the story about the polar bears' plight in Arctic or Antarctica can be inspiring for those people who value biodiversity, for example. But it can be off-putting to others who put particular value in the plight of human inequality. So, for example, like people who value biodiversity would perceive that, okay, this is a very effective film to communicate about biodiversity plight and all that. But when you talk about people who champion human rights, inequality and all that, they'll be like, okay, how come, biodiversity is getting a lot of this, but there's not a lot on human rights and all that. So there's that perceived impact, especially in terms of exposure. And then the other way is, for example, maybe films that are framed as what one can do to combat the human contributions or carbon emissions to climate change can be motivating for certain segments of society. But to certain segments of other society who do not have the tools, who do not have the access, who do not have the capabilities, it can be demotivating. So that's why films, it can have a perceived impact of that effectiveness. But ultimately, when you talk about effectiveness to as a tool, films as a tool, I agree with Justin. Especially right now with the younger generation, short attention span, ADHD on the rise. So there's a lot of human behaviors that are changing as well. So you need to capture people's attention as quickly as possible. So I think as a tool, as a form of platform to communicate, I think films are very effective, especially for movie buff. But it can be also effective if you are a movie buff and then at the same time you are also sensitive to climate change issues. So it will be double effective. But for those who have not been aware, films can be used as a tool to change mindset, to provide that data, to provide that knowledge. In summary, I think films are a very effective tool to be used, especially in this time and age.
Yeah, that's true. Especially, I think on Facebook, social media, we can see a lot of really short films or videos, very catchy. And I would say because they're like, again, when we talk about sustainability, climate change, climate action, it's very integrated. So I would say that to make the films as an effective tool, it also really depends on the content itself, how they convey the message. Yeah. Okay. All right. So those are some of your insights. Now the last question is, I would not say it's a question, but it's more of like a short challenge. All right. In not more than 5 words, what is the most important takeaway message that you get from the films that you watch?
So this one, Justin also, right?
Justin is thinking, but you look prepared, Elina.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so don't count my introduction as the 5 words.
Okay.
I think the key takeaway messages from the KL Eco Film Festivals, I think most of the films that we watched evoke the messages of, 5 words. Adventure, it evokes the sense of awe, passion, warriors, and also hope. So I think in 5 words, I think these are the most important takeaway messages from the KL Eco Film Festivals, because we, being here in Malaysia, we may not be exposed to know what are the people in Russia are facing, what are the people in Indonesia are facing. So when we are exposed to these films from all over the world, especially through KL Eco Film Festival, I think these 5 words really sum up the feelings that we get when we watch these movies. So yeah, I think those are my 5 words.
Wow, nice. Okay, don't, no pressure for you, Justin. Thanks, Elena, but no pressure for you, Justin.
Has to be 5 words, is it? 5 words. Has to be 5 words.
Not more
Forward?
than 5 words.
Not more than 5 words.
4 words
Okay.
is okay. Okay, 4 words is fine.
How I feel after watching all the films in the entire category, I think I feel emotional, light, impactful story.
Story, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the filmmaker himself, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Justin and Elena. Thanks for.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for
No
inviting
worries.
me today. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you all. At least we get to see each other, even though it's virtually. And I think I learned I learned a lot from the conversation that we had just now. It was really good, and I hope the audience too. At least you learn something, and there's a little bit of teaser in there about the films because they did mention some of the qualities of the films. Yeah. So for the audience, look forward to our film screening. You can go to kleff.my and then you can go to the film tabs and then you can watch. You can see the schedule, and there'll be the whole list of films for you all to watch. All right. Okay, so that wraps up our session, our dialogue, and thank you so much again to Elena and Justin. And now we'll go back to the Master of Ceremony. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Great session. Thank you, Nabila, Elena, and Justin for a short but insightful session. I hope it can also serve as another form of teaser for the guests to go watch the films. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the main highlight of the day, the announcement of the award winners. For your information, this year we have 6 awards. They are Best Feature Film Long Documentary Award, Best Short Documentary Award, Best Short Film Award, Best Animation Award, Best Public Service Announcement Award, and lastly, the Special Jury Award. With that, let's welcome the Festival Director, Fadli Bakhtiar, to announce the Best Public Service Announcement Award and Best Animation Award winners.
The finalists for the Best Public Service Announcement Award are What Happens to Rain in the Future from Toby Mori from Germany.
Es muss dringend Wohnraum geschaffen werden. Doch das bedeutet, dass Grün- und Brachflächen versiegelt werden. Die Folge? Es fließt immer mehr Regenwasser in die Kanalisation. Bei Starkregen kommt es häufiger zu Überläufen der Mischwasserkanäle. Mit Regenwasser verdünntes Abwasser gelangt dadurch in unsere Flüsse und Seen. Darunter leiden die Gewässer.
Why it's crucial to fight corruption. Transparency International SDG 16 from Toby Mori from Germany.
These goals guide national efforts to reduce inequality, provide healthcare and education, promote economic growth, tackle climate change, and much more. In sum, they should lead us to a better world. But there's a problem. Corruption. Corruption slows growth.
USLP Shower by Baudian Mukherjee from India. Meet Ramon by Pilar Aldirico from Argentina.
No debería subirme a las mesas. Ahora tengo una familia otra vez. Sonio es mi hermano menor, pero es gigante porque es un elefante marino. Está Pedro, que es un león marino. Y hay más lobitos chiquititos como yo. Pero son un poco aburridos para mí. Por eso, cuando nadie me mira, me meto.
And the winner for the Best Public Service Announcement Award is USLP Shower by Baudian Mukherjee from India. Congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations to USLP Shower, and here is the acceptance speech by its filmmaker, Baudian Mukherjee. Let's proceed to the next award, which is the Best Animation Award. Fadli, the floor is yours now.
Okay, shall we proceed to the next category? The next category is the Best Animation Award. The final nominees are The Secret Life of Durian Trees by Rimba Research from Malaysia.
King of fruits. It's notorious for its pungent odor. It's unique and easy to recognize because it's big, green, and thorny. But have you ever thought about how these fruits are formed? First, the durian tree grows clumps of buds that bloom into flowers.
Shape Me by Alex Sponderly.
Or with deadly radiation. And certainly not with the clearing of the rainforests. The rising sea levels? Don't look at me. You all know it can't go on like this. Something must be done, sooner rather than later. And that's why you are here.
And Gone, the Little Fox by Takeshi Yashiro from Japan. And the winner for the Best Animation Award goes to title Gone, the Little Fox by Takeshi Yashiro from Japan. Congratulations for the win.
Congratulations to the team of Gone the Little Fox. However, Takeshi Yashiro is out of reach. Hence, let's watch the film trailer. Please enjoy. Thank you, Fadli, for presenting the first two awards. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Yasmin Rashid to announce the Best Short Film Award, followed by the Best Short Documentary Award.
Now let's move on to the next category, which is Best Short Film. Ecology Lesson by Ivan Sosnin from Russia.
А дверь закрыть не нужно?
Закрой за мной дверь, я ухожу. Собираем вещи, мы идем на открытый урок. В парк. Закрой за мной дверь, я ухожу. Я могу сегодня же уволиться и уехать обратно к себе.
Вы давайте мне не угрожайте тут, хорошо?
Есть частный объект, будет строительство. Выйдите пока. Завтра у вас урок биологии пройдет.
And it's Look Sunshine by Kim Seong-hwan, South Korea.
내가 맞으면 썩기라도 하냐?
뭐냐? 플라스틱이야.
나도 이런 사진 찍는 사진작가 되고 싶다.
하영보령 너 필름 사주쟁 경했죠?
우리 영 부는데 물질하는 사람이 있어. 엄마, 점심행 댕겨.
And Because I Could by Nikki J. Boger, United States of America.
That's all that mattered. You know, I work 16-hour days every day on the road to all my clients. I didn't have time for meal prepping or any of that health craze stuff. So, I did what was easiest.
It was easy and it was cool and it was fun.
And the winner for the CLEF 2020 Best Short Film category is... It's Look Sunshine by Kim Seong-hwan from South Korea. Congratulations.
Congratulations to It's Look Sunshine, and here is the acceptance speech by its filmmaker Kim Seong-hwan. Up next is the Best Short Documentary Award. Over to you, Yasmin.
The nominees for the Best Short Documentary are From Corals with Love by Taylor Reese, United States of America.
80% decline in some areas.
All my life I tried to bring attention to Coral Island. It's only people can destroy it quickly or they can protect it.
I Am Vital by Florian Leduc, France.
I Am Vital.
Baka by Kelly Moneymaker from New Zealand.
Our children, our future generations. They are all on the Waka, and they all have a role to play. They have a contribution. Their view is valued, and they are part of the solution.
Stolen Apes by Colin Sisma, United States of America.
She was 28 years old. Now, according to the stud book, then that's incorrect. So either he doesn't know, he's not telling the truth, or it's a different gorilla. So there's some sort of funny business going on there. I would guess Buanoy came from probably Cameroon, possibly Central African Republic or the Congo.
And Gitsan, Our Land, Our Culture, Our Laws by Farhan Umadeli from Canada.
There's no such thing as downstream and upstream. It's all Gitsan.
people of the sun. Kit means people of, and San means the river. The real name of the Skeena River.
And the winner for the Best Short Documentary for the 2020 CLEF is From Corals with Love by Taylor Reese from the United States of America. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Taylor Reese and From Corals with Love. Unfortunately, the filmmaking team is unavailable. Hence, let's watch the film's trailer. Please enjoy.
When I started my work in the 1980s, I've seen 100,000 sea lions on the rookeries and on halals. Now, 80% decline in some areas. All my life, I tried to bring attention to Kuril Island. It's only people can destroy it quickly, or they can protect it.
Thank you, Yasmin, for presenting the award. We are now at the final two awards, Best Feature Film Long Documentary Award and Special Jury Award, which will be presented by Dr. Nagulendran Kangayat Karasu. I would like to invite Dr. Nagulendran to announce the winners of these two awards.
The finalists for Best Feature Films are The Future of Flight by Larissa Klinker from Germany.
60 of them were produced here every month. With the corona crisis, business has dropped by a third.
Airbus muss sicherlich jetzt auch ganz stark auf die Bremse treten, und zwar, weil das Kundenverhalten anders ist, als man das je geplant hatte. Kundenverhalten heißt hier Fluggesellschaften, die ihre Flugzeuge momentan gar nicht haben wollen, vielleicht auch nächstes Jahr noch nicht haben wollen.
Mount Suswa, Life in a Volcano by Oliver Gotzel from Germany.
In the heart of Kenya lies a huge volcano. Its craters have rarely been explored. Here the earth boils in many places. Mount Suswa, for the Maasai, a throne for their gods.
And Pakistan Himalayan Meltdown by Shehzad Hamid Ahmad from Singapore.
60 of them were produced here every month. With the corona crisis, business has dropped by a third.
Airbus muss sicherlich jetzt auch ganz stark auf die Bremse treten, und zwar, weil das Kundenverhalten anders ist, als man das je geplant hatte. Kundenverhalten heißt hier Fluggesellschaften, die ihre Flugzeuge momentan gar nicht haben wollen, vielleicht auch nächstes Jahr noch nicht haben wollen, oder gar...
The winner for Best Feature Film is The Future of Flight by Larissa Klinker from Germany. Congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations to The Future of Flights, and here is the acceptance speech by its filmmaker, Larissa Klinker. Now it's time to announce the final award. Dr. Nagulendran, the floor is yours.
Last but not least, let's proceed to the final award, which is a special award as the winner is selected by the CLEF panel jury. CLEF 2020 Special Jury Award goes to From Corals with Love by Taylor Reese from United States of America.
Once again, let's congratulate From Corals with Love for winning its second award. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one final section for everyone, and we are joined by a few special guests who will be sharing with us an interesting conversation about their films. I would like to once again invite Nabila Shohimi to moderate the filmmaker dialogue with some of our award winners.
Thank you so much, the Master of Ceremony, and my name is Nabila Shomi. Once again, I'm here to do a very interesting dialogue session, and it's called the Filmmaker Dialogue Session. So joining with me today are three of our winners, and they are, number one is Larissa Klinker, filmmaker of The Future of Lights, who has won the Best Feature Film Award. Secondly, we have Baudaya Mukherjee, filmmaker of USLP Shower, winner of the Public Service Award. And thirdly, we have Kim Song Hwan, filmmaker of It Looks Sunshine, and he has won the Best Short Film Award. All right, hi everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Right. Thanks for joining us for today during the award ceremony and also for this dialogue session. I hope everyone is doing fine in your respective countries, and I hope you guys are also staying safe. All right. Okay, so we're gonna start with the dialogue session now, and I mean the reason we have this dialogue session is because the audience who are watching the award ceremony would definitely want to find out more about the winning films, right? Especially your three films has won the award, so I'm sure they are curious to know about your films and would like to also know some of your insights about the behind the scenes or even the filmmaking world. So we'll start firstly with this question to all the winners. All right, congratulations for winning the award. Now, perhaps would you like to introduce your films to our audience, please? Maybe we can start with Larissa.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very honored to have received this award. And the film we did was called The Future of Flight. So basically, we wanted to find out how we can fly greener and more environmentally friendly in the future. And we started this film before COVID. So people were flying like crazy around the world. And everybody knew that flying was becoming some kind of fast food and that something had to stop, you know. And we finished the film in February of 2020. And it was supposed to be aired, and then coronavirus came. So we had to do some more filming. But I think now is really a time, in a way, COVID is a chance to put the solutions we found, let it be better planes, more environmentally fuel, or not flying at all, into practice. So yeah, I hope that the spectators enjoy this this film about a very, I think, environmentally a subject which is very interesting and important for the environment.
Yeah, thank you, Larissa. I think it's relatable because it was done concurrently also with during the pandemic situation.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, you know, like COVID, as horrible as it is, but it might give you a chance to rethink how you're living, let it be eating, let it be other issues in the environment, and let it be flying. Nobody's flying at the moment, and I think this really is a chance to reinvent the airline industry.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. What about Baudayan? Can you please introduce your film, please?
To begin with, thank you so much. It's an absolute honor to be here, and also the honor bestowed on the film from all of us in the cast and crew of the film. Thank you so much. So I am Baudaya Mukherjee. It's a difficult name, so people call me Buddy in India. So I am the director of The Shower, which has won the best PSA at CLEF. I'm an indie filmmaker. I make feature films as well as advertising films. So this happened that we were approached around August 2018 by Ogilvy Mumbai to do a CSR sustainability campaign for their client Unilever India, and they called it Start a Little Good. So we made two films. One was on plastic waste, and the other was about saving water. So the one which has won is called shower, which is about how in urban India, and it's not only in India, if you look at all of the world, how in urban cities we end up wasting a lot of water, and how we deprive rural parts of each country with a lot of water. So that's basically the inequality in distribution of water and usage and wastage of water is what the film is about. So thank you.
Yeah, if I hear you correctly, I think you mentioned one important point, which is equality in getting water. And I can tell you that actually, I'm pretty sure water is very important, especially during this pandemic time as well. We've got, for example, in Malaysia, we've got people who need water supply, but they get cut off from the supply due to all the halts due to pandemic. All right, thanks, Baudayan. Can I call you Buddy? Can I address you as Buddy?
Yes, please. Okay, it's easier.
That's great. Okay, Buddy, thank you. And lastly, we have Kim Song Hwan, who is also accompanied by Christina Gaiman, who will be assisting him in a bit of translation. All right, so thank you to Christina for spending your time as well with Song Hwan. So yeah, Song Hwan, over to you. Please introduce your film.
감사합니다. 저는 단편 영화 이추록 선샤인의 영화 감독 김승환입니다.
I'm Sung-Hwan Kim, director of the short film It Looks Sunshine.
우선 이 영화의 메시지가 중요하다고 생각합니다.
First, I need to say that the message of this film is important.
플라스틱과 다른 재활용이 불가능한 것들이 매일 바다로 쏟아져 나오고 있습니다.
Plastic and other unrecyclable materials are pouring into the ocean every day.
플라스틱 쓰레기는 결코 분해되지 않고 수많은 바다 생물들의 생명을 위협하고 있습니다.
Plastic waste never breaks down and forms islands that threaten the lives of countless sea creatures.
그래서 많은 다른 종류의 플라스틱들이 바다에서 표류하고 있습니다.
So many different types of plastics are adrift in the sea.
많은 종류의 생필품에서 어업 쓰레기까지 우리는 태양보다 강한 화학물질들이 어디에서 오고 어디로 가는지도 모른 채 사용하고 있습니다.
From many kinds of daily necessities to fish waste, we use chemicals stronger than the sun without knowing where they come from and where they go.
이런 해양 쓰레기들이 에코 비치코밍이라는 영화적 이야기의 배경이 됩니다. 그리고 이런 세계적 문제에 대해서 인간이 가질 수 있는 잠재적인 공헌 그런 것들에 대해서 상상력을 더해줍니다.
Eco beachcombing of these materials set the scene for the cinematic story and adds the imagination of the potential contribution that humans can have to this global problem.
네, 여기까지입니다.
Finish.
All right, thank you so much, Sung Hwan and Christina. I think one message from that I captured from Sung Hwan is actually about plastic pollution, and that is also another issue that we are facing during the COVID-19 situation, the masks and all this products that's coming out during COVID-19, and an issue that we all have to address. So what I can see from three of your films, actually, they are very, very related. And when you talk about sustainability, it's a very integrated field that consists of, energy, like for example, future of flight, climate change also influence future of flight, human needs, which is addressed in USLP shower, and then plastic production, plastic waste production, addressed in It Looks Sunshine. So now, we're very curious, especially throughout the, with what's happening with the world. What actually inspired you to create your films, these three films? Perhaps we can start with Buddy. Oh, Buddy, I think your mic is mute. Can't really hear you. Yeah, you are muted actually, Buddy.
Yes, of course. I have muted myself. Okay. So at a personal level, Nabila, there are many things, many issues which every filmmaker believes in. as a natural maker in India, I've always believed in and deeply moved by issues. And in India, there are million issues, and every day there are 3,000 more which get added. So my take is very simple. If I can make a difference to an individual's life, help change behavior, even in one, I would take it up, always. And water conservation is something which I strongly believe in. For example, in rural India, there have been stories which I've heard is that corporates have gone in and have bought over water bodies, ponds. So they have actually bought over and locked the water body for their own usage. And I strongly feel, and I'll be very happy if I'm proven wrong, is that the Third World War will actually happen on water. So the shower is basically a small step towards an awareness that something which looks like a non-issue now might just blow up on your face in the future. So at a personal level, we had to let people know that there is still time. Let's start a little good. Charity begins at home. So can we change our lifestyle?
Right, that's nice. That's a very good, I would say, motivation for you, creating a change in whatever that you're doing. That's very beautiful. Okay, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that motivation. And I'm sure the rest also would have the similar motivation. But what about Larissa? What do you think? What's your inspiration to create the future of flight?
Okay, so I think there's several reasons. As a journalist, I did a lot of films about planes and Airbus and Boeing. But also personally, I've always done a lot of films about also environmental issues. And as a consumer, I just saw that flying is really one point where we can, do something against all these environmental issues, and that we were just flying too much, and it was going crazy. People fly on the weekend from A to B, and that something has to be done. And if I, as a journalist, can kind of find solutions on how to fly greener or how to fly less, that's why we really wanted to search for better solutions. And then we had the opportunity to do a film. And I didn't know about all these new technologies, or also to try not to fly at all and take the train instead. And I think that's what you can do as a journalist, provide possible solutions, make people think about flying less, flying better, or like we said before, with the water or with the plastic. I think that's, our mission. And that's what I try to do with this flight, with this film. And I think flying will become normal again once a vaccination is being found, and maybe a film like that will help people to think about how often they really need to step into a plane.
Yeah, making wiser choices and I think I feel that because I watched your film as well, I feel that it can also help people to understand more about aviation and making better choices. Whether how to travel green as possible, maybe not 100% green, but at least they get to take the first step.
They saw now, that sometimes it's possible not to fly at all. For example, for companies, it won't always be possible to not meet up, but sometimes it is possible to do like we are doing now here.
Yeah, virtually. Everyone's in different countries.
It's a matter of the amount, and that's why it was a very passionate thing to do a film. And
wow,
that's really the reason, the motivation.
That's a lovely, that's a lovely motivation. For you as a journalist, I feel that journalism is also an important platform to disseminate information and giving the right facts as well. So thank you so much for creating the film. Okay, let's go to Song Hwan. What is your inspiration behind It Looks Sunshine?
네, 8년 전에 저는 제주도에 왔습니다.
8 years ago, I came to Jeju Island.
이곳은 한국에서 제일 큰 섬이고 유명한 관광지입니다.
It's the largest island in Korea and it is a famous tourist destination.
그때 나는 바다에서 많은 시간을 보냈고 나의 지친 마음을 치유하는 시간을 가졌습니다.
I spent a lot of time at the sea and had time to heal my weary heart.
나에게 이렇게 고마운 바다를 위해 내가 할 수 있는 일을 하고 싶었습니다.
I wanted to do what I could for the sea that was so grateful to me.
많은 사람들이 바다를 아낄 수 있는 그런 이야기를 만들고 싶었습니다.
I wanted to make such a story that people could save the sea.
네.
Wow, thank you so much. That's really nice. I can actually relate to it because I used to study marine science and my university was at an island. It's called Penang Island in Malaysia. So it's very near to the sea. And I think, like Song Hwan, I also witnessed a lot of pollution happening in the ocean, not just in Malaysia, but globally, right? Globally. And that is also, an impact from human activities. So thank you so much to three of you for creating all three films. Very inspiring, very inspiring. All right, lastly, we'll go to the last question. Is probably a bit challenging of a question, but I'm sure this is something that we would like the audience to also learn from our three winning filmmakers, which is, what do audience want? That is actually a frequent challenge for many filmmakers. And how would you address this when you make films, especially those that are related to environment or sustainability, or even topics that you feel that it's not really the trend, the latest trend? Let's start with maybe if you don't mind, Song Hwan, can I start with you?
네.
Okay.
제가 생각할 때 관객들은 어려운 이야기를 꺼려합니다.
In my opinion, the audience is reluctant to hear difficult stories.
첫째는 이야기가 재밌어야 한다고 생각합니다.
First, I think the story should be interesting.
관객들이 영화에 관심을 가지게 하는 최소한의 배려라고 생각합니다.
Which makes the audience continue watching the movie.
그리고 영화 속의 주인공이 나와 같다면이라는 상상을 하게 만들고 싶습니다.
And if the main character in the movie is like me, I want you to imagine that you are me.
그리고 두 번째는 진정성 있는 태도로 영화를 만드는 것입니다.
And second is to make a movie with a sincere attitude.
영화를 만드는 사람의 진심을 전달하기 위해서 최선을 다하는 것이 최고의 방법이라고 생각합니다.
I think the best way is to do your best to convey the sincerity of the filmmaker.
All right, great, nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. I think, being a film enthusiast myself, I feel that feeling the emotions or the message that the filmmaker wants to convey is very important in attracting the audience for a film. All right, secondly, let's go to Larissa. What about you? What's your take on this?
Well, I think an audience needs to be, let's say, entertained, informed, but also challenged. So, some of the issues about environmental concerns are very complicated, or first of all, negative. But if you do it interesting and, break it down to their level, their daily life, for flying, for example, what can they do to help the environment? And what are the solutions? And that's why we kind of did it as a self-experiment to really kind of, we're the next door neighbor and we want to do something about the environment. And the same would be, to use less plastic, but then also to inform them about very maybe difficult or complicated issues, and then break it down. So I think it's a combination of that. And for the future flood, we did think a lot about it because it's a very techno subject, which might not be that interesting at first. But if you do it as a self-experiment and you try and do it as if anybody else would be doing it, then that would work. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that.
Yes. I mean, like self-experiment is pretty interesting. Which, if you don't mind, I just want to add one more question for Larissa. Or if other filmmakers, if you would like to chip in, you can also let us know. Is self-experiment something like a new trend going on in filmmaking?
I think it's been there for a while, but often with science films, I see a lot of people trying it. And I don't think it works for every film, you know. I think it really has to be where it comes naturally, where it says, okay, this subject is something, you know, the filmmaker is going to try. And so you have to really see, does that fit or not? But hopefully with the future flight it fitted.
Yeah, for me, yes, it does. I feel that, I mean, there are some terms that I feel that the audience who are not in the techno field or the science field, I feel that they can also understand. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's great. Next we have Buddy, right? The last one to wrap up the session. What's the take on this, Buddy?
Yeah. Okay. So, Nabila, I honestly feel that as a filmmaker, I honestly don't care what audience wants. Let me make it very, very clear. I honestly don't care. So my wife says a very interesting thing. So she says that in a family, when you have kids, so the kids might want anything, but as a mother, would you provide that to your kids? So when it comes to films also, and particularly about issues of, say, environment and sustainability, I do not want to cater to the market and make films that audience wants. So it's like the mother deciding what is good for the children. So I would not like to fall for, say, majoritarian influences. The majority might not be aware of issues, but does that mean that we will stop making such films? So it is, at the end of it, it boils down to what the filmmaker wants. And I will not put it the other way around. It's not about what the audience wants. It has to be what the filmmaker wants.
Nice. That's a good wrap, actually. Very good answer. Yeah. If I may also share with you, is that from what I've experienced in film festivals, a lot of the films are very unique, and I believe it's mostly because of, like what you say, it's what the filmmakers want to show, want to tell the world through their films, through their lenses. That's why I would say, for me, it's a lot of the films in film festivals are very, very different compared to other films that we see on the cinemas or anything. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the films in cinemas, but film festival is a lot of exposure to different kinds of angles. Right. Okay, thank you so much to all three filmmakers, as well as Christina, who's accompanying Song Hwan, and congrats for winning the awards in CLEF 2020. All right, so we'll wrap it up, and I would like to pass this session back to the Master of Ceremony. Over to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you to our winners for spending some time to share your thoughts about your films and also filmmaking. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the award ceremony. But before we wrap up, on behalf of CLEF 2020 Organizing Committee, I would like to thank all our guests of honor, partners, film panel jury, filmmakers, supporters, and guests for attending this event. A heartfelt thank you to the individuals involved in making this virtual award ceremony happen. Your presence means a lot to us, and we hope to see you all in CLEF 2020. Visit www.clef.my to be updated and join the festival. I am Idil Zuri Alauddin. It is a great pleasure to be your host today. Have a pleasant night ahead and stay safe.